What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another edition of the Six Gaming Podcast. Filling in for your host, as always, it's Ron Klee. Shosan is, I don't know, what did he say he was doing today? I think he said
he's in trouble. And
he's speaking in Spanish. I think this is a cry for help.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure this is a cry for help from Shosan here. So
I'll get my
he's all right.
I'll decode it for. I'll get my wife on it.
It says Lo Siento Amigos. But apparently he's got some back pain that's doing him in, so as always.
Yeah.
But we do have a podcaster who's not only awesome and illustrious, but as you can see is bending the light around him, and it's just like glaring into this camera today. And it's just like, holy crap.
You want to hear something funny? It's not even pointed at all. It's pointing that way.
And yeah, and you're just bending the light that hard. It's just cool. We have Veg here.
Hi.
How's it going?
It's going.
Are you ready to rage?
It's not even just rage. It's just sheer like why.
We have a lot to talk about today. Our top story of the day. I posted this, and this came up very late last week after the podcast, like I think on Sunday. And my quote on this was, I'm not sure I even want to talk about this. A father has been arrested after losing a video game and taking it out on his 5-month-old and killing his child.
Just yay for human pieces of shit. And I read into the story, this dude lived a town over from where I used to live, up in Pennsylvania.
Geez.
Yeah,
Coatesville, Pennsylvania.
Oh, it's full of... It's just a bunch of fucking losers.
So he got called a failure in Call of Duty, and I'm getting some more feedback again, Veg.
Okay.
He got called a failure, and well, then what he did is that he started shaking his child like a doll, tossed her in the air, and did not catch her. What the...
I have no
words for this.
I don't either. I don't. My word is why. Just Jesus. Fuck.
And as if it doesn't get worse. We had one earlier this week where there was this, some kind of, I don't know if it was like a podcast or it was just like a group chat or something, but a streamer streamed a conversation with somebody who was a former vet technician who admitted to killing one of their customers' dogs because they were a very bad person.
Yeah,
and this was on Twitch, which is just kind of what makes it relevant for us this week.
Some people were trying to defend it. Oh, she was trolling. It's like, no, she didn't seem like she was trolling. Like, she legitimately said it, and it sounded like a brag.
Yep, and now we have police involvement, and they're going to seriously look into this, and hopefully, if the allegations are true, something really bad happens.
She needs to be beaten or probably taken out back like Old Yeller. Just like, fuck, what is wrong with people?
Yeah, it's pretty terrible. Hopefully something goes down with that, because that's just awful. No, but yeah, there were a couple stories that came out on it. The most recent being that she's now under investigation. So there you have it. And then we have politicians being D-bags. Of course, we've been talking about this the last couple of weeks with things like, now Trump's getting involved. He's going to be talking to game execs this week because, he totally needs to get involved into anything gaming related. Fuck it, man. Yeah, so there's that. ESRB is now going to be updating their stickers to include if you have to if your game has a way to pay for some items that you can get in game, you now have to have the words in-game purchases on your ESRB label.
That
I think this one is good.
Yes and no. It's not going to do anything. Like
for me and you, no. But the idea being that this is the ESRB has always been their audience has always been parents. So parents can look at this label and make a decision as to whether or not this game is going to be suitable for their child. And if it says in-game purchases, they probably don't want to be giving it to their child.
Do you know how many times I had to fucking ask a parent, because I work in an electronics department for a certain retailer that's, yeah.
Best Buy.
Used to. Yeah, but...
used to. A long time ago. We're talking years ago.
Yeah. No, just, like, I have to tell the parent about GTA 5. They're like, I was like, it's Grand Theft Auto 5. They're like, oh, it's okay. I'm like, you do know that you can bang prostitutes in this game. Oh, it doesn't matter. And this is for, like, a fucking 8-year-old. And I'm like, okay.
That's crazy.
That's like, crazy. It is. And, you know, I know for a fact there are kids on Call of Duty still and Battlefield. And it drives me up the wall, and they're supposed to be M games because of all the murder and shit like that. And it's just like the parents don't care.
Mm-hmm.
And then my mom, because I talked to her about this for a bit, and I told her, you know, if you could change it, would you let us play like Doom and things like that again at those ages? And she goes, not really. She goes, yeah, well, her excuse was that we might be little less of shits if that was the case. But
yeah, you're a pretty big, well, anything really.
Yeah, go fuck yourself. So no, it's in all honesty, the parents don't give a shit, and that's the problem. Like, there are very few people that do care, because there was one parent who didn't know what Call of Duty really was. I explained it to her, and she looked at the kid and she goes, "You ain't getting it." And then they walked away with the kid screaming. It was hilarious.
Nice, well done.
And you know, and there are some, and I'm very grateful for those parents, because it's like, I don't need, you know, not only does the internet need another little shitbag like that, you know, we don't want to hear, like, it's awkward, you know, playing GTA 5 and you hear an 8-year-old talking on the comms. It's like, oh, it's like, go to bed. It's 2:00 in the morning. What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, we have a really young guy in the Descent community right now. Like, I want to say 13 or 14. Like, one of the youngest players that we've ever seen since the game came out, really. And that's been awkward at times, although he's been pretty cool. He's actually a very good player, which 13 pisses me off. He's like a third my age and he's beating me. It's like, fuck you.
Well, that's like League of Legends all over again, isn't it?
hey, watch it. It was my teammates, damn it. It wasn't me.
Oh my god, your teammates suck so bad.
And then more just terribly crappy news. Of course, this actually, I find this kind of hilarious. There is a company out there called Trustico. And this, by the way, this was kind of more InfoSec news rather than game news, but I know Shosan really likes this shit. So I'm putting this out there because I just found this absolutely hilarious. There's a company called Trustico that had some HTTPS certificates, which is basically what you need to run an HTTPS secure site. They had a bunch of them that were issued by Symantec, and Symantec is basically being pulled out of Google Chrome very soon because they had some kind of lapse in their certificate security. So Chrome is going to block HTTPS certificates from Symantec. So Trustico wanted to be on top of this, and they sent an email to DigiCert, which is the company that's over these certificates, saying, we want to revoke these certificates. Well, the rule is that you can't revoke a certificate unless you're the owner or your private key got compromised. So DigiCert was like, no, you can't do that. Trustico's response? Emailing the private keys for all 23,000 certificates back to DigiCert, proving that all 23,000 certificates have been compromised. So basically, they compromised their own customers.
Jesus.
So on top of this, once this got out that they did this, somebody found out that if you go to their website and try to search for something, they found out that search runs in a command shell in Linux as the root user.
Oh, shit.
In other words, they had full control of their system once they found that out. Needless to say, within a couple hours, that site went down. So yeah, Trustico kind of got kind of got a little screwed. It was pretty funny. So
just Jesus Christ.
it's just,
This week has just been nothing but fail and fucking stupidity.
how about this for fail? Chrono Trigger got a surprise PC port release. It wasn't supposed to be released until April.
Huh.
It sucks.
Shocking.
It is being panned universally. They're saying that's it's worse than the original. A lot of the filters that they use make the characters look awful, and there's a lot of weird things that they did with it. That like they changed the fonts, and it turned out to be a direct port from iOS.
iOS.
Yes, iOS from
What?
from iPhones and stuff.
Oh, and Android too.
Yeah. So people were not happy about that. Fortunately, that was the only bad port released on that day. I'll get to that a little later. But yeah, that was very disappointing for a lot of Chrono Trigger fans. And you can see a lot of people saying Chrono Trigger is an awesome game. You should go play it on the original console. Don't play it on PC. Don't even touch it. It's
Yeah,
that
good
bad.
luck getting the console in the game though.
Exactly.
Because what was it? Show dropped like 250 on that game.
A lot. I
it was
remember
like
him
that.
saying he dropped a lot on it.
It was 250, I think.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Yeah,
So,
so good
speaking
luck.
of old consoles, PlayStation Plus is dropping support for PS3 and Vita soon. They got you got a year left.
I'm surprised they haven't done that sooner.
Yeah, it's been for a while. They've been how long has the PS4 been out? It's been several years.
I've had it since the initial release, so about
it's
3-4 years now.
Yeah, it's been a while. So they're going to be dropping support for those. If you own any of the games through that PlayStation Plus, you'll be able to keep them, but you won't be able to get anything new. So there's that, and that's also as long as you keep the Plus account. You still have to keep the Plus account to keep the games.
5 years now.
Yeah, so pretty crazy. But we actually do have like a small amount of positive news coming from Blizzard. Did you see that they've announced character number 27?
Good lord.
Dan was right. Dan was fucking right.
Huh.
He was fucking around on the podcast and he's going, it's Torbjorn's daughter. It's Torbjorn's daughter. It's Torbjorn's daughter. Bridget is the new character. Should be up on the what? What? Bridget.
No.
Hearthstone. Melee.
Shut the fuck up.
Apparently it's Brigitte.
Hold on.
I don't even
Google
know.
to the rescue.
get. Uh-oh. Can you make that play on here?
Hold on.
Veg is looking this up. Veg is being a hero. Veg is being a great hero.
Hold on.
All right, here we go.
Wait.
Waiting.
Gotta find. Can you hear that or no?
Yes.
Gonna turn it up just a tiny bit louder.
Mesmerizing content. Nothing.
Bridget Bardot.
It's Bridget.
Google says Bridget.
She says Brigitte Lindon.
I'm not going to argue with my wife because that just gets me hurt.
It's Bridget. That's
I
how
am not arguing with my wife. You want to argue with her? You go right
I
ahead.
will argue with her.
I am not arguing with her.
It's fucking Bridget.
I'm not arguing with you, dear. No, I'm arguing with Veg, not you.
Watch the fucking trailer.
Watch the trailer.
No, fucking trailer.
Okay, I'm sorry. The fucking trailer. Watch the fucking trailer.
And they mispronounce it because it's Bridget.
She mispronounces it then because she's the one talking.
That's what I'm saying.
But yeah, there's a new character. Looks like a Palitard.
It does. It looks
does.
like a failure version of what the fuck's his face?
You mean her godfather?
Yeah,
Reinhardt.
Reinhardt. Yeah,
Reinhardt is her godfather.
that explains a lot.
Yep. There is apparently an armored cat in the trailer too, which is kind of funny.
I haven't played Overwatch in like forever.
I play it a lot, but I only play against bots. I don't play people.
Okay,
anymore.
I don't know how to do that anymore with how they updated it. How the fuck
you go to training? You go to training.
does it still give you like? Does it still let you get coins and shit?
Yep.
Okay.
Absolutely, that has not changed. The bots have gotten a little smarter, and there are more of them now. Like there is now a Torbjorn. There's no Mercy yet, but they have Lucio, they have Anna. I don't think there's a Moira. There is a fucking obnoxious Sombra.
Is there really?
Fucking obnoxious. May's pretty annoying too, but Sombra takes the cake in annoyingness. 'Cause she'll
May
just
is
disappear. May is Bay, but not when she puts herself in a damn ice block, and as soon as she comes out, immediately puts an ice wall between you and her. She's annoying. So, although it didn't really matter much on Bastion, it just like mowed down the ice wall as soon as it came up. It's kind of funny. But anyway, yeah. So that's Overwatch. Diablo 3 kind of teased something on Twitter. They put a Diablo face on this little light thing, like a nightlight thing, and plugged it in the wall, and kept switching it off and on and off and on. And everyone's like, Diablo 3 on the Switch! And Blizzard's like, no, we're just being silly.
They're being retarded.
Yeah, so a lot of people getting excited for nothing. Blizzard being Blizzard, kind of.
I don't even know what this like. I hope that they don't go with like the Skyrim route with that. Just like Skyrim, you want Skyrim?
I missed this. Dan posted something about the the game Paladins. Same people make Smite.
Yeah.
They're yelling at Blizzard for copying their designs for the new hero.
Oh, god damn it.
I mean, this has been going on for a while now that Paladins is accusing Overwatch of basically being a Paladins copycat, and Overwatch basically going the other way around because they're similar games. But they do have a similar hero. They have Ashe is the character that looks similar, has very similar abilities. It's kind of suspicious. Very similar pose. It's interesting.
It is, but it's just. Do you know how like that would be like Blizzard going after fucking Star Wars: The Old Republic, or because they're very similar, or Star Wars going after, or not Star Wars, but World of Warcraft going after fucking Lord of the Rings Online. Like they're both set in a fantasy world with very similar stories. There's an asshole you have to kill because reasons, and there's dungeons and loot and shit. It's like the reason why they're so pissed off is because Paladins is failing miserably compared to Overwatch and anything else.
Absolutely, there, yeah.
It's the same reason why Battleborn's dead too, and that Battleborn pretty much had to resort to porn to almost save theirs, and still didn't even save it.
Yeah. So there's that. And then finally, before we get into other news, we had this one's kind of fun. I actually think I found this bug once. This is for the Atari 2600 version of Q*bert. You know this game?
Isn't that the one where you have to make sure that you run it? I don't like. I kind of remember it, just not really.
It's a pyramid of cubes, and you have to jump on every block to make them a certain color.
That's right.
Well, in the Atari 2600 version, they unleashed this one on an AI, and let the AI, who knows nothing about the game, all they know about is the score. And they know to make the score bigger. That's what they need to do. They unleashed us on it to try to play the game. And the AI found 2 bugs. One of them basically gives them infinite lives.
Shit.
And the other one, they suicide to 0 lives and get the game to a state where all the cubes are flashing and your score just keeps going up and up and up and up.
Huh.
And like it's a legit bug. I remember this. I remember this happening to me once when I was playing, and the entire screen would start flashing. I'm like, oh man, I broke the game, and I just reset it, not even thinking that this was like a legit bug. So, yeah, they found that. It's kind of funny because they play games like Breakout, Enduro. If you remember that game, the racing game.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. They were terrible at Enduro. They couldn't even pass the first day.
Ouch.
By the way, I saw some guy. He managed to flip the day counter on that game.
Really?
Yeah, got like 23,000 miles or something ridiculous like that.
Jesus Christ.
It's a 40+ hour run.
No, I'm good.
It is a long run.
Like, how do you do that? Like, do you just like pee, poop, and go to sleep for like a couple hours and go and start doing it again?
I guess I remember my PB in that game was somewhere in the low 30s, and it took literally all day.
I couldn't. That's just as bad as what was it, that bus simulator thing?
Yeah, the desert bus. But the thing is, Enduro's actually challenging.
Yeah, that is
It's not.
true.
It's not an easy game. I mean, you get to day 7, and you get to the point where the cars can just completely block you, and it's like, ah, fuck. But yeah, I mean, you're playing a whole bunch of games, but this was the one that they absolutely broke was Cubert. So pretty interesting. And then a couple speedrun events. Of course, Summer Games Done Quick is open for submissions.
Good luck.
Yep. Well, I'll be submitting, of course, as always. And then Calithon coming to San Francisco here in April. We're going to see some great games like Celeste is going to get run by YP. There's going to be a link to the past randomizer being ran co-op by Villagin and another player. Sublevel Zero Redux getting run by Ronclay.
Yay.
Hell yeah. It's going to be my first live event. I'm looking forward to it. Very excited.
How many people do you think are going to be watching?
I have no idea, but I mean, there's going to be a lot of people there. So it's going to be a fun event. I'm looking forward to it. Meet a lot of people that I've known online and stuff like that. So it'll be pretty cool. Moving over to the esports, Overwatch League, New York Excelsior still top of the pack, 12-2. Seoul right behind them, 11-3. Apparently, they're having a really good, stage 2 because they're completely undefeated in stage 2.
Jesus.
So they've kind of charged the top of the pack. Remember, it was like New York and London. London's down to 10-4 along with the Valiant. So all those teams doing fairly well. Of note, Philadelphia is 9-5, but they have so many 3-1s and 3-2s that their map differential is only +1.
Huh.
They've gotten blown out in a lot of games, and they've won all their other games like really close. So very interesting that they're able to hang on as well as they have been. So they're sitting at 6.
I kind of hope they never win. Like not because of the team, but because of fucking Philadelphians.
Philadelphia, man.
But Jesus Christ, just any sports like I'm kind of glad that esports isn't as big as what people think it is, at least when it comes to like locally.
Yeah, like this. I mean, I'm sure people in San Francisco could give a crap that there's a team called the Shock because they don't play here. There's no team. There's no place to go in San Francisco to watch the team live.
Exactly, and
there's no connection like that.
And there's there's nothing like that in Philly either. And the reason I say that in Philly is because every time that their fucking teams win, they riot.
Yeah, how was February, by the way?
They rioted. like people thought I was joking. I was like, they're gonna riot.
They go,
and they're like, no, they're not. I was like, look what happened the last time that the Phillies won.
Mm-hmm.
I was like,
exactly.
They burnt their city. Like they destroyed their city for no reason because they're goddamn idiots.
Yep. And then finally, moving over to the NALCS, Echo Fox Cloud9 still at the top of the table. Team Liquid is still 4th, and TSM is actually over 500. They've moved up to 7-6 and are in playoff contention.
About damn time they got their asses together.
Yeah. I mean, I think they're 5-6 at this point last week. CLG's fucked. They're 4-9. They are in a 4-way tie.
Who do they have
last?
Jesus.
Counter Logic Gaming. Let's see. Let's find out. We can find that out pretty quick if the site loads, which it's not doing. So, Darshan's still on that team.
Really?
Yeah. So it's not like it's not like they have a terrible top laner or anything. But Reignover, Huhi, Stixay, and Biofrost, not like the biggest players, but I mean those are some.
Those are some good players. I don't know why they're sucking so hard.
Yep, so,
and I still say that Darshan should have kept his fucking name to Zion Spartan. That sounds so much better.
Yeah, I'm even his teacher called him Zion Spartan.
Jesus
it's like,
Christ.
Come on.
I remember that. That was so stupid. That's probably why he changed. He's like, my teacher, man, just fucking ruined it for me.
Might be. That may very well be. So that's going to do it for news. We're going to move on to the second half of the show, and this is Shosan's favorite part of the show. Boom, the playlist. Veg, what have you been playing?
I've been playing a lot of Monster Hunter, and holy shit, that game is hard. It's very unforgiving if you fuck up.
You're enjoying it.
Oh yeah, I'm enjoying it. I honestly I didn't hear about it until like people kept like they wouldn't shut the fuck up about it.
Pretty
Like-
much. You know, people who play Monster Hunter World, you know they're playing Monster Hunter World. It's like people who do CrossFit,
No,
people who are vegans,
no, it's not
and
that.
people who play Monster Hunter World. You know that they're doing it.
Oh, the difference is they're not a bunch of pretentious assholes.
That's well, I don't know. You're playing it.
I'm just an asshole. I'm not pretentious.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you have a point there. Continue on.
But no, it's a lot of fun. It's very challenging. It's very difficult. The monsters and like where I'm getting to can 1 and 2 shot you, and you can only die 2 or 3 times to that monster, and they have a lot of health, and you have to be very meticulous to kill them or capture them. And they're not nice. Like they will breathe fire, spit acid, throw frost spikes.
So basically, a raid boss.
Harder
Than a raid
because
boss.
because some of them are very unpredictable. Like some of them you know when an attack's coming, but there's the Rathalos or the Rathian or Diablos, which are all dragons, and 2 of them have fire and poison. So if you don't get hit by a fireball, if they swing their tail at you, you get poisoned, or you die.
Sweet.
Yeah, and then Diablos buries underground, and then he pops up whenever the fuck he wants to.
That's a weird dragon. It's like an ostrich dragon. What the fuck?
Pretty much, and it can fly too. So that I'm like, what the fuck? There's also there's one dragon I haven't fought yet. There's a few. I haven't fought everything yet because it's that hard. Like I've been dedicated. I think I've already sunk about maybe over 100 hours into it, and I'm still nowhere near the end. I'm not going to be completing this game anytime soon, if at all.
Wow.
And I'm not like the story wise you can complete, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about like getting what is it? The hunter ranks. The hunter ranks right now. I'm at like hunter rank 12. The highest rank you can get I've seen so far is like 195.
Does it just not stop?
Pretty much, yeah. It's basically after you finish the first campaign, which is killing the ancient dragon. It basically goes in the new game plus by fighting these things called tempered monsters, meaning, it's basically like a Super Saiyan monster.
Pretty neat.
Oh yeah, it's a blast, and the weapon selection is very beautiful, as well as because anything you can think of, they have it, and the skill, like they have great swords, long swords, dual swords, bows, crossbows.
They have great swords and they have amazing swords.
Oh, shut the fuck up. And you can basically play it to your own play style. Like if you like attacking fast, they have dual blades. But the thing is that you also have to recognize the weakness of that weapon to utilize it, or just switch it out depending on the monster. Because the weapon I'm using right now, the bow, it's medium to long range, or short range depending on the ammo I use.
Right.
And it can be a pain in the dick because I do a lot less damage than what most people do, because when you knock a monster down, you can use special combos. A person with a bow can't really do that, so it takes a tiny bit longer, but it's definitely a decent time sink. I'm very glad I picked it up, because one of my coworkers is like, yeah, Monster Hunter World, and explaining it to me. It's like, oh hey, that sounds like another game I picked up, but less fucking clunky. Because I picked up another game. Where is it? It's called God Eater 2, Rage Burst.
Nom.
Yeah, pretty much. It's a Monster Hunter knockoff, which I found out that the original. Yeah, I didn't know. I legitimately didn't know about Monster Hunter until World came out. Like I've kind of heard about it because of the I didn't really care about it.
Here. I've never heard about the series at all until this game just exploded.
Well, from my understanding, the reason that I didn't really hear about it is because it was on the DS and the PSP. Who gives a shit about those? Well, the DS maybe, but but when it came out to the main consoles, and it's coming out to PC later this year, which is just fucking stupid, but that's besides the point. No, it's hard. Apparently it's been out since like the original Monster Hunter was out since the original PlayStation, but it never came to America. So, from my understanding,
right.
But No, it's an awesome game. It truly is. It's hard. It's challenging. You know, it has awesome looking armor, beautiful scenery, hard bosses. Some are nice looking bosses, and they just got some fucking ugly ones. Like they have the one. It's called a Pookie Pookie, and it looks like a poo poo. Anyway,
Okay.
yeah. So I've been mostly playing that. Eve Online, of course, just to make the money. Make the money on Eve and
Make those isks.
oh yeah. Had my friends almost lose their 60 billionth ship earlier today. That was awesome.
Oops! Don't do that.
Yeah, they got caught, and fortunately, they killed the person who caught them before the entire fleet rained down on them, which was a 200-man fleet to kill that ship.
Lovely.
Yeah, and then apparently another fleet heard about that fleet, came in, and they started fighting each other. So it was like a three-way. Asshole fight,
Lovely.
just pointing each other's assholes at each other and trying to.
Yeah, that sounds fun. That sounds so much fun.
So, Ron, what have you been playing?
Jesus Christ, I've been playing a lot of stuff. Obviously, Sub-Level 0, though. I'm going to be playing a lot of that lately. I'm trying to get the sub 20-minute time before the marathon. That's like my main goal.
How close are you?
2031.
That sucks.
And when I got that time, I was amazed that I even got that time, but I think I can push it lower. And it's just going to be a matter of getting the right RNG and playing well. So last night I was on pace to get a good time and ended up dying in sub-level 5 because I pushed too hard in one of the challenge rooms. So I got to not do that. I've got to recognize that's not a thing I can do in a marathon setting. So, so there's been that. I got my hands on Null Vector again. This is the free-to-play twin stick shooter on Steam.
Isn't that like the really, really hard one or something like that?
It's pretty hard, but I managed to finish it in one go.
Huh.
Before I had a really hard time with it, but I don't know if I just got an overpowered build because I had like homing rockets and I had a whole bunch of shields, which is very helpful. And I destroyed the boss so fast. I mean, it was ridiculous how quickly I beat the boss. But yeah, so that's kind of fun. I might play some more. We'll see. It's very minimalistic graphic wise.
What was that one game that you guys play? It's free to play, but it's basically like 8-bit. You have a whole bunch of like characters.
Oh, you're talking about I just saw someone play this Realm of the Mad God.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, I haven't played that in a while. Although that's gotten many updates. And that still gets updated.
That game is nuts.
Yeah, it was fun. But yeah, so Null Vector, next up here, still been playing a lot of that. We lost our Insane Venture somehow. It's gone.
What?
It's gone. It expired or something.
Really?
Yeah, so no one can get back into it, which kind of sucks. We were at like 224, I think was the last checkpoint that got hit. Or maybe someone closed it. I don't know. Maybe someone closed it. But it's gone. So that kind of sucks. Yep. Creeper World 3 still working on trying to get the achievements. I'm 20 away. There are 139 in that game. And they're all grindy achievements. So it's just like whenever I have a few minutes here and there, I'll play a couple missions. Or if I'm watching a stream, like I've been watching a lot of TGH lately. And I'll play Creeper World while I'm doing that. So, and then the big one, holy shit, this game. So I mentioned a few weeks ago that I pre-ordered Puyo Puyo Tetris. It came out on Tuesday. It's an amazing port. It's an amazing game. The storyline is
interesting.
What the fuck is the storyline? There's a point in the game where one guy who has the nickname of the Creeper, he says the line, "I must clear my name by assaulting this little girl."
What the fuck?
Those are words that actually are said in this game.
Oh my god!
And there are a couple other innuendo moments as well, but overall, it's a hilarious game. If you at all like playing Tetris or Puyo Puyo or both, get this game for the story because it's just bizarre, absolutely bizarre.
Sounds bizarre.
It is very bizarre.
Oh yeah, that reminds me a little bit. One of my friends started playing Screeps, and I warned him about the issues that you were having with it. And he ran into the same block and stopped playing it immediately.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that game had so much potential, and they just as soon as they sharded the game, they fucked up. It was over.
Yeah, that's what he said too.
Yeah, they've updated the graphics engine. It still looks like ass.
Well,
I mean, they could make this look so much better, and like, they don't. They don't. So,
do you think that that the graphics would mess with the programming side or no?
absolutely not.
Okay.
It doesn't at all. So, yeah. But
Then,
anyway,
yeah, I don't know why they don't update it then.
that's what I've been doing this week. So that's going to do it for the playlist. We're going to move on to the third half of the show. This is, of course, Shosan hates this part.
Does he now?
No, he doesn't. Of course he doesn't. It's his favorite part of the show. It's a 6 gaming roundtable. No one has a roundtable, but we call it the roundtable anyway. So we have Veg here this week, and I guess we kind of wanted to talk about something.
We wanted to talk about the first thing that we brought up, or was it the second thing?
That was the first thing.
Which was the fucking douche who killed his kid.
What the hell?
With the rage. And this is one of the very, very rare correlations where a game led to a death. Where
At a great time, by the way, like a perfect time for this to happen.
Yeah, exactly.
Because this is just going to put fodder in certain people's guns
and legislation and shit like that. And it's just, and we've always heard stories about people killing other people for like FIFA and Madden. I've heard a couple. And they're very rare and freak occurrences, but the one remaining theme that's in all of them and in a lot of the games that I've ever played or you've ever played that have been online has been rage. That's the reoccurring theme with outbursts, killings. And I'm not saying like killings is a very common thing. It's not.
Are you thinking that these people are not going to rage at things outside of video games?
No, I definitely think they do, but
absolutely they do.
And that's not
pin this on video games because that happened to be what their trigger was that day.
Oh no, and I completely agree with that. But my question was going to be, despite just stop playing the game, what other ways besides, getting mad at the person, what could we do to help that individual calm down, or besides just banning him or. That may be, what could you do as someone that is angry and that, because I know you've been in that predicament too, as have I, but you've been just so mad and so done, maybe we could put some insight into how to calm someone down or not, not us per se, but, for them to personally calm down.
I mean, lately, one of my actions has been stop playing a game that's the trigger. Assault Android Cactus. I don't play that anymore.
I've never even
because that made me so angry. I was like, I'm done with this game. I can't take this game anymore. It's just too much going on. I've literally stopped playing it.
I've never even heard of it.
It's a twin stick I was playing for a while.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it made you that mad.
At times, sometimes like when I'm playing like the Infinite Drive, like the Infinity Drive is fun. Okay, that part of the game is actually cool. But like the daily drive just drives me up a wall. Trying to S+ these, trying to get the high scores on the levels, that pissed me off. I even tried speedrunning the game, and I get to a wall that I can't get by, and it's like, okay, it's done. I might go back to play some Infinity Drives, but overall, it's just like the game is I don't know what rubs me the wrong way with that game, but I've just decided this is not. I have other games I can play that are worth my time.
Yeah, and that's what I've had to bring to attention to a couple of people who, they've either played Destiny or Call of Duty where they were getting so mad that they were just cussing out the other team. Or if you try to, say like, hey, dude, you need to walk away for a bit, and they just start cussing you out, and you just,
Mm-hmm.
And it's a hard thing to deal with, especially if you have a mental issue,
That's the other half of this. Go on, continue. Well, that's something I wanted to bring up.
No, it is. It's when you can't coherently differentiate between the game and reality, and that's what some of these people can't do. And it's very hard for them to differentiate between reality and fantasy to begin with, and then they think that they're taking it personal, and they are taking it personal, like that individual's taking that rage, someone insulted them like, hey, you're a fag, you're such a noob, go suck your mom's dick or shit like that. And then
you need to calm down. I mean, enough out of you. I mean, this is just too much. I mean, I don't want you to hurt anyone.
Yeah, I know, right? But shit like that, like I've heard a lot of that. And fortunately, where my upbringing, cussing at each other is like, or being insulted, it's like, okay, you're an idiot. What's your point? But there's just some people who just can't take that. There's just some people who, can't differentiate that, just because they're just playing that individual game, that they don't actually hate that person in real life or want to actually hurt them, and, depending on the individual, of course.
Exactly.
And it's just, if you are getting that angry that it leads to violence, you have to stop playing that game, period. It's one of the reasons I stopped playing WoW for like 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
I played it off and on, as well as stop being a semi-pro in League of Legends. It was making, like, I was so tired of it. I do play it on occasion with friends, and I do play for fun, but I don't play it at the same capacity as as Coles does, or what I used to. I can't do it. It makes me too angry.
Yeah, Coles doesn't get angry. When I've noticed when he streams a game, he doesn't get very angry at all when he plays, even if he's got a bad team.
He just fucking trolls. That's all he does.
I don't know. He doesn't troll. He's a good player. But
yeah, there's some games. He's like my fucking bad luck bear. Like every game me and him ever got, we got like the worst teammate. And he's like, and Cole is just like, he goes, I was doing good all day. I was like, no, you weren't. Stop lying.
Yeah, but I mean, and you talked about the mental health side of it. It's kind of hard to talk about because when you may not know that somebody has a particular issue. That guy's he just gets mad. If he gets mad, just stay away from him. Where it might be some serious issue, and like in the case with this guy that killed his kid, that definitely turned out to be the case. It was a serious issue, where he was unable to recognize what he was doing before it was too late.
And that's horrifying, and that's why I'm saying, like I understand, some of the government's worries about video games when you hear shit like that, but at the same time, that's a very vocal minority. It's a very rare thing that happens. It honestly is. Like the last time I heard someone die, well, besides the swatting thing, that's completely irrelevant right now. Swatting thing was just a human piece of garbage.
Yeah.
That has nothing to do with what we're talking. It doesn't. But right now, when it comes to anger, rage-induced violence from a video game, I can only think of like maybe 3 or 4 cases on the top of my head. Because I know one was involved in I think it was either Mexico or Spain, where the guy found out where another dude lived because the guy kicked his ass so bad in FIFA he shot him.
Mm-hmm. That's a thing that would happen in Europe.
Just
sadly enough, I mean,
yeah,
we can joke about it.
And then I remember
take that shit seriously.
It's fucking ridiculous. And then I remember there was another article. It was somewhere, and it was in the United States. I remember that because it was Madden, where another guy shot his friend because they were so angry at each other, and the guy pulled a gun on him and shot him.
So
it's just ridiculous anymore. And with everyone saying, "Oh, it's video games, it's video games, it's video games," It's not. It's honestly not video games that are inducing this guy's rage. It may be a factor because he's playing it, yeah, but he's always had that rage. It's just he's playing something that antagonizes it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And there are some games, like, don't get me wrong, when I was like, I don't know, 13, 14, when I played Prince of Persia, The Prince Within, or The King, or whatever the fuck it's called. The third one. I got stuck on a boss for like a week. I got so mad I launched my controller across the room.
Show, how you doing? I didn't know you were here today.
No, I didn't break it. I just launched it. But no, but after that I recognized I need to stop playing this game. But there are people who cannot, either they don't want to, or they want to play that because it does help their stress. But if you get that angry and you can't recognize that you're killing your kid, it's not good for you. It's not. You need to find another method of calming down. You need another method of relaxing. And strangely enough, I've been finding, if I'm too angry at something or if I'm too stressed out, I don't play video games anymore. I go to the gym.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because I'd rather run out my anger than punch someone in the face or, yell at somebody because of a fucking video game because I'm frustrated out throughout the day. And then, so the moral and the long lesson of it is that, would the kid died because of the video game, or if his parent didn't play video games, he probably still would be alive. That's, and that's a fucked up thing to say, even though I'm trying to defend video games, but at the same time, that was his trigger. That was his thing that set him off.
Mm-hmm. And like I said, if he wasn't playing video games, would he find another trigger? Maybe. It's hard to say.
Yeah, it's all speculation.
But if video games made him do this, what's the real world going to do to you?
Yeah, exactly.
You lose your job. What are you going to do? You could get a relationship that ended badly. What are you going to do? What's your trigger going to be?
Yeah, exactly. You may not have killed a kid because it was a 5-month-old. You beat your girlfriend or something, or kill your dog, And someone told me, because I had an earlier discussion about this, someone told me that those were outlandish things to think of, and I was like, how's it that outlandish when he already killed something? We already know that it's plausible for him to lose his temper and lose control of his reality.
Mm-hmm. So,
so why would killing a dog or beating the shit out of his girlfriend, why would those be, or even killing her maybe,
mm-hmm.
How far would that go? We don't know. People like that need help, and
they do. And like I said, that's why I said earlier, is like, how do you know that this person's going to do that? It's hard to tell with some people.
Exactly. And I didn't want to bring up the thing that happened last week or the week before with the shooting, and it goes into that. It goes into mental illness.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it does. It's really hard to seriously figure out what's going on. So
exactly, and it's just like it's the poop. It is.
Poop. It very much is. Oh, and Veg just bending light some more. Jesus, shining it right on us. The hell, man!
Look at all that light. I will blot out the sun.
You will absorb the sun. It's more like it. Anyway, we're going to wrap this up here, folks. Thank you guys for joining. We have been the Six Gaming Podcast, and we will continue to be the Six Gaming Podcast next week, Saturday at 8 p.m. Pacific. Screw you, Shosan. I'm not saying your time because,
10 o'clock Central Standard Time.
God damn it, Veg.
You said you didn't say it.
I wasn't going to.
I was.
Why would you appease Shosan?
Because I live in Central Standard Time too.
Fuck. God damn it. All of you, I swear. But yeah, let's go do it. Of course, you can check us out over at 6.gg. It's a website where you can find out all about us, including our YouTube archive of past podcast shows, and of course, our Discord server where you can come hang out, play games, tell me how awful I am at coding the bot.
Terrible.
Shut up.
Is the bot still broken?
That's not broken. It's the only thing that there's one known bug, and it's not a breaking bug. It's just that basically the bot just says that we're always streaming the podcast now. But everything else it does fine. You can make your voice channels and call out people for games and whatnot. So we had people using it this week, so that's cool. So yeah, Veg, say goodbye, sir.
Bye. You guys have a good night.
Yep. Hey, and of course, Calathon coming up April 12th through 15th. I'll be there. As soon as I know the time, I'll let you guys know when I'm going to be on. So it's going to be cool. So that'll do it. Until next week, guys. Veg, take it away.
See you. Bye.